Fourth, and I don't mean Marlon Brando. I mean the real Godfather. Drugs running rampant in the black community. Please don't deceive yourself. If America is the #1 power in the world, they could police their borders to stop the drug traffic.
Ready?
Our tree burning deserved a ritual. Street murders in a ring circus worked the nincompoop. A sea serpent emerging on these surfers, thieving emeralds. Our mutation than angered sentinels. You're a rap disgrace. I'm an acid-based splash-to-face chemical who cracked the banks of plentiful. Rooted in, pulling stems, wasn't picking fruit. Your message in a bottle couldn't follow where my pigeons flew. Killer branch, I am Groot with a lynching noose. Magnifying glass, fired ants and it lit the fuse. A light jab when I was hit by Zeus. Puzzle to remember, double mirrors, won't forget the clues. Where hard ivory turned our society to poachers. And red lyrics, death-driven pen and diary to soldiers. Yes, nigga, our dynasty is cultured. A slighted chief can turn your mighty king to ogre. Knightwatchers fight conquerors with volatile composure.
These men and what they represent intentionally want to make sure the black boys never grow up to be men. But remember, they got some help from some of us.
You ask for God, here is living proof. No longer amused by your spoof, been aloof. In our culture, we benefit from loops. Turning down the nonsense, trying to keep your words on mute. Won't focus on no, can't perceive what's new. Our color brown, so like the tree we grow. God wrote for peace cycles. If you don't understand his roots, never let him change your name. Spitting pain like this the blues. We needed all strips. I guess I'm caught on blue. Rapping black on occasion. I'm well seasoned. Hard living life if you don't have a reason. Now scientist of life, I control variables.
Who really like black boys, who may even have black boys at home, just didn't know any better. And so we bat number 5 through 9. Batting fifth, not all but some mothers who raised their daughters and love their sons. Batting sixth, some female teachers who don't understand that boys have different learning style than girls.
Through storms, he needed assurance. I guess he got his half flat. My preacher, about the press. Despite the divide, I'm a product of both. With rhymes, typically, I don't boast. I'm just trying to get the walls off. Sometimes the verses leave chills and bones. When I picked up that phone, I knew what to expect. When I was hungry, I didn't need your prayers. I needed money. 10 keeps the 85 in check. But questioning that black is supreme. Don't let that fly over your head. 5. Grateful for every breath I take. Cause one day I will take my last. Mistakes define your past. I prefer gifts, that's why it's called the present. Once math applied, my life multiplied. Oh, so many days I cried. Father was nowhere to help. All he ever cared about was himself. Confined to a bed and pissing in a cup. I came to help you, bruh, but you say what I do ain't enough. Sister, I gave you every tool, but yet you still choose to remain broken. Unfortunate, when I close my eyes and return to my essence, I want my folks to think of me highly. Thank you, Uncle C, for striving to be a decent man. Ever still learning from you. In this life, you have choices. We all have to face justice. I just hope my good outweighs my bad.
Shows like Gary Coleman and Webster. Shows that make me sick. Shows that illustrate that black men cannot raise intelligent black boys to be men. In other words, we need a white father for Gary Coleman and for Webster.
Niggas could've killed crops from all the wild bugging, where bounty hunters smile like crocodiles at the count for nothing. No crowns or rose petal pathways. My treasured lines are clarified as black braids, and clean naps were key maps for trapped slaves. If it reads flat, I'll breathe back waves. Such a bright thinking cap under lampshade. I'll collapse any crafted shack of sand grains, where dead men walk but won't dance on a grave. withstand assault and yet fall from a fade. Off the leash till police deemed a doggone shame. We're talking sheep, it seemed to cost to complain. We used to daydream, live in nightmares, recite writtens, mind business, then provide care. Yeah, I'm long-winded when I guide heirs. With no soul, your homesickness won't reside there. Eyes bat natural as a fly trap grapple, where high-class finance laughed at white trash collateral. I heard that black soap washed the sins off. Dog, I'll bathe in the blood, tough men coughed. To steel structure with much less brick talk. I built correct, impressed the architects crisscross. Where niggas will risk it all, miss rent for some risk loss. Dog, my imprints on pyramids to solve. God.
If word is bond, then consider me in truth tight. Used to chop on drums a lot, now I give a slice of life and a mic. We was promised riches, found ourselves in purgatory. That's a sacred dollar now. What you gonna do to make it? But more than four gathered, and you got five, then the gods got all the power. Don't get too swell on the ego trip, cause every high gotta come down. I presume resemble trees. Revolutionists didn't need a lumberjack. Bob said he cared, but the actions didn't match. So the flame quelled, took plenty L's. It was never losses, only lessons to add to the cipher.
When you're so small, trying to control so much, the first thing that men are taught to do is not to cry. Think about it. Ever seen Ronald Reagan cry? John Wayne cry? They died with their boots on. They died in their saddles. They died like men. Now, any psychologist will tell you that crying may avoid suicide later. But as a result of European men not crying, European men commit suicide more than anybody else. Black men who want so much to be like European men are very close second. European women are third, and the most sane person in America, she don't make no money, but stay close to God and her children and cry. Black women commit suicide less than anybody else. Give yourself a hand clap.
Never spared a rod, a fair response, suave as Farrakhan. Yes, an older vet, they show respect to Hajj. Where dogs investing won't detect a bomb, lecture snobs. Off the scale like cobra flesh, my social epilogue. A total record, flow in depth, emotion set to go an extra sob. Without star power, I penned a stellar job. Lived enough to fix whatever qualm, then wrestled scepters that caress the palm. Competitors with feathers blonde. God wore his flesh black as coffee beans. Impressive rapture, western flags harass Saudi kings. Led a path where vessels crash back through foggy seas. For a safe return, to whom it may concern. Cut the snake enough to break the curve, say the word.
Fucked up, you laid in that bed. Always thought this next visit I'd find you dead. Mad at the way things had to go. That chill left me cold and lonely. I know you felt the same. I care for you, that's why I tried my best to help you pull through. Hard times make it, man. God, these times been rough and no smooth sails. Gangrene caught your foot, you was always on the run. I know you reflect on what you done. For months we did our best, I hope you did the same. Thanks to Pops, I can spit pain.
We have one gang with 80 people, another gang with 20, and the 20 gonna win? The only way they can do that is by controlling the mind. Because whoever controls the mind will also control the body. Let's look at this. Let's break this down in half.